Hey, it's Danielle. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm so excited that you're here today. Today I'm going to be doing a delicious oldie but goodie. We're doing the beef taco ring, and normally we do it on our old stoneware, the round stoneware, which a lot of people call the pizza stone, and I tell them, don't call it the pizza stone, just call it the round stone, because you can cook so much on there besides just pizza. So this is one of our new pieces, and this is from our entertaining. This is the large entertaining platter. And this one is stoneware, but it's glazed. So you can use it the same way that you use your stoneware, because you can bake on this, and then you can bring it right to the table. Isn't that beautiful? I know if you were here, you would be saying, ooh, ah, because it is so beautiful. So I absolutely love that piece, and I have it laying on top of my cooling rack. The cooling racks are awesome because they stack 3 high. So if you're cooling a lot of things at one time, they just stack on top of each other, so when you're doing cookies or whatever, it makes it really nice and easy. These are also great for your entertaining because you can put a tablecloth over the top and then have another tier on your entertaining table. So this is our kitchen spritzer, and I love this because you can put your own olive oil, canola oil, or even Pampered Chef has our wonderful garlic-infused canola oil, and all of our seasoning, sauces, spices, and oils are gluten-free. So I really do love that. But compared to using Pam or Baker's Joy, this is great because, like I said, you put your own oil in there and you don't have to worry about additives and preservatives and all that stuff that's in those. So what you do is you take the top and make sure that it's tight here, this part, and then you just give it a few pumps, and you'll feel it getting tight, and then you know you've created that aerosol spray feel. So, and then I'm just going to lightly spritz my entertaining platter for my recipe. And just like your baby, treat this like your baby. So you want to burp your baby. When you're finished using it, make sure that you let the air escape, and then it's good to go, and then you can store it for use later. So today we are doing the beef taco ring, and this recipe is from the All the Best cookbook. I absolutely love, love, love this recipe. And I'm using it in my, oh, I forgot where I put my beef. Jude, can you run into the other fridge and grab the chopped meat for me? Because I'm pampered, not perfect. So we're doing the beef taco ring, like I said, and I'm cooking it. You can use probably the 12-inch skillet or 10-inch skillet to brown your meat. But I use the all-purpose pot. Thank you. I use my all-purpose pot. This is 7-quart capacity. This thing is killer, and I absolutely love this pan. And it has the steamer on top. You can buy it without, but why would you? Because the steamer is to die for. So for instance, I can make my spaghetti in the bottom, and then I can put my meatballs on the top and have them steam while the spaghetti cooks, and then incorporate it all into one. All in one pot. I love it. I can also do chili on the bottom, and then I use my 6 of my 1-cup prep bowls around here, and I'll cook my cornbread in there. So I get my chili on the bottom, my cornbread on top. Love it. I also do another quick, easy recipe where I do rice on the bottom, and then I steam chicken and broccoli on the top, and then you can incorporate it all. So all in one pot is just to die for. You can also do like 5 dozen eggs. There's an amazing difference between steamed and hard-boiled eggs, and they just come out wonderful. So anyway, today I'm going to use this to brown my chopped meat. So I'm going to just open up my ground chuck, and the recipe that I'm making, like I said, is called the beef taco ring, and this is from All the Best cookbook. And I love how it shows you how to do simple shapes, like you can do the wreath, the ring, or the braid. And it has several different fillings that you can use. So today, like I said, we're doing the beef taco, and it calls for 1.5 pounds of ground beef. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this on the stovetop, and I'm going to put it on medium-high, and then I have my mix and chop here. And those of you that have this know how awesome this tool is. This is great for your non-stick cookware, but as opposed to a spatula that you're forever pulling apart your chopped meat to break it apart in the pan, this one has a star tip so you can break it all up nice and even, and you can make it into small pieces. I also use this when I'm making meatloaf or meatballs to, incorporate all the ingredients together. And if you cut sausage out of the casings to brown them, you can use this as well. So multi-purpose tools I just absolutely love. So while my onion is started, I want to show you guys, the recipe does not call for an onion in this, but I personally love onions in this recipe. So I am going to use an onion. And if I was only going to use half the onion, I would cut it this way and I would save this half in the refrigerator. Because when you save your roots, your onion is going to last longer. It's going to cause less tearing and it will hold together better. If you ever put an onion in the fridge and notice that it's shriveled up and dried out, that's because you took away the root. So always want to keep your root in the refrigerator. Keep that half saved. I am using the whole onion today, and I'm going to show you my veggie spiralizer. And this one is great because so many people are carb conscious. I also have that screen on too. Don't forget. So I have 3 blades in here. I have the ribbon blade on the bottom, which is the one that's stationary in there. And then I have the fettuccine blade and the thin spaghetti blade. So these are really, really great. And if you're not using them, they house right in here in this nifty tool. But so today I'm going to use the ribbon blade. And the ribbon blade is kind of great, like if you want to do big pieces of cucumber on the top of your salad. And this one, I'm going to do the onion on here because it's layers already. So we have the blade there, and then we have little prongs on the top here. It's going to grab the onion. And then I'm just going to simply twist and out. Where am I? Over here. Sorry. And then out will come my onion. Look how incredible that is, you guys. No tears. 1, 2, 3. My onion is done. And the nice thing is, the whole thing comes apart. This piece comes off. And then this piece simply unscrews, and you can take the top off, and this piece, and then throw the whole thing right into the dishwasher. Gotta love easy cleanup like that. Okay, so that's that one. This one, obviously, I don't need this in my chopped meat like this. So I'm going to show you my manual food processor, affectionately known to me as Manuel, my kitchen assistant. I had a napkin in there because I had traveled with it, and I'm just put that in there to keep air fresh. And so it has 3 different pieces, 3 different blades here, and they're all different heights, so it's going to chop up everything nice and even. It also has these little divots on the inside that are going to keep the food going back to the center, so it's going to keep it chopping up again. Has a rubber ring on the bottom, so it's not going to dance all over the counter. I love this for salsa, hummus, pesto, smoothies. You simply open it up, few pounds, and you've got everything chopped. 35 miles per hour it goes. So if I've made salsa, I can take the blade out. It has a little separate lid that you can put on, put it in the refrigerator. You can also buy a separate bowl and a lid so that when the salsa is in the fridge, you still can use Manuel. So I want to show you how awesome Manuel cuts up the onion from whole, instead of just the one that I showed you from the veggie spiralizer as well. So I just have one other little, I've used 2 small onions. We love onions here at my house, so I don't mind too much onion in my recipe. So, okay, so I'm just going to cut this in half and drop it in my manual food processor. And then give it a few pumps. The more you pump, the finer it gets. So really, really awesome. So nice and easy. And like I said, I'm going to put these in here from the spiralizer because, if you want to use this for zucchini, sweet potatoes works great on here, regular potatoes, eggplant, squash. So you can use that instead of having spaghetti. You can have zucchini. So for those people that are watching their carbs. All right, so my onion is done. Look at that, how crazy. So nice and easy. So I'm just going to incorporate my onion into the pan. This is one of our spatulas, and I love these because they're heat safe to 650 degrees. They will not stain. They are permanently welded together, so you won't find this part in one drawer and this part in the other. They're permanently welded together, so they'll always be together. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my chopped meat. And as you can hear, it's starting to nice sizzle. Turning the camera a little bit this way for you guys. And I'm going to use my mix and chop to break out my chopped meat. Like I said, It works really well once the meat is starting to brown. So my meat was a little cold because I had it in the freezer, but it's thawed out almost completely. So it's going to cook up real nice. We'll just leave that for a few more minutes. So while that's going, I want to show you our popcorn maker. And we just came out with this new popcorn maker September 1st. And I love this because I never really even knew all the additives and preservatives that are in microwave popcorn bags that we buy at the store. So this one, I can just use Orville Redenbacher's popcorn, whole grain popping corn, and that's all that's in there. And all I have to do is fill up this little cup that's on the top here with the kernels, and then put it in the bottom, and then I'm going to put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I'm going to have perfect popcorn every single time. So we're just going to put that in the bottom, and then I'm going to put this back in. And if I wanted to, I could fill this with some butter because we have holes in the bottom, so it's going to drip through. I personally like it just like it is. And then we also have ranch and French toast popcorn seasoning. But I'm going to leave mine plain. And when I put it in the microwave, I don't put it in the center. I kind of put it off to the side a little bit. And then I'm going to do it for 2 minutes, and I'm going to have perfect popcorn every single time. I just absolutely love that. So over here we had some of our beautiful entertaining pieces that just came out from our winter line. Isn't that beautiful? I love that it has the words in here. It says cheer and gather, laugh and celebrate on those. So beautiful. And then we have our slate board here. It says share and laugh, cheer and gather again. And then we have the fork and the spreader. And these are great for your cheeses, but look, it looks beautiful how it goes together. And then we have our new wine bottle opener. And the stand itself is really nice because it acts as a foil cutter. And then it has, look at that, how cool that is. It has a little USB port in the back to charge your phone, right? To charge your wine bottle opener right from your phone charger as well. So really, really cool. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about while we're waiting for our chopped meat to go a little browner is my rock crocks. We have the most amazing pot ever. And this is one of the rock crocks. This is called the Rock Crock Dutch Oven. And this one's 4-quart capacity. We also have the XL, which is 8-quart capacity, which I love for bigger meals. But this one is the must-have vessel in your kitchen because you can use it on the stove, whether you have glass, gas, or electric, in the oven, under the broiler, in the microwave, on the open pit flame, on the barbecue, in the dishwasher, heat safe to 752 degrees. So I can start browning, caramelizing my meats, put it in the oven, put it in the fridge, take it out, put it right into the oven again. It will resist thermal shock. It has a 5-year warranty, and you will not be disappointed. It comes with its own set of recipe cards in this cute little sleeve, and it has 10 picture recipe cards, but I also have a great recipe file. If you go to tinyurl.com/Danielle's recipe box, you will see a whole slew of recipes for all of our different products that we sell. Okay, so that was 2 minutes. Look at that perfect popcorn. And there's no kernels left over. Love it. So I like to just add some salt and pepper. We came out with the new salt and pepper grinder stand. So beautiful and sleek. And I'm just going to grind some of my coarse Himalayan salt and our peppercorn medley on there. And it's delicious just like that. I don't have to add anything else to it. And my son Jude is going to take a sample. So some of the things that I make in here are simple, easy recipes like a whole pork tenderloin. Put some olive oil, smoky barbecue rub, 10 minutes in the microwave, take it out, slice it up, put them on Hawaiian sweet rolls, and in 10 minutes you got barbecue pork sandwiches. Mexican chicken lasagna in 12 minutes, white chicken chili in 15 minutes, loaded baked potato chowder in 20 minutes. This pan is to die for. I also do a s'mores cake in here in 4 minutes in the microwave. Pineapple upside down cake in 9 minutes, and apple spice cake in the microwave. This pan is, you really need to have that pan. This is one of our 3 glass mixing bowls. They come in the set of 3. They're just so beautiful. I love them. And I love how they all nest together. And this is our stainless whisk. And what's unique about our whisk is I've had this whisk since I started my business over 10 years ago, and all the wires are in the same place. Before Pampered Chef, I had junky ones, and the wires were all the way over to the other side. And the other thing is, on the inside, it's sealed. So my old one had an opening in there, and sometimes all the food and gunk would get stuck up in there, and it was just gross. So I love that. So I just mixed up a cake mix. I mixed a devil's food cake mix, and then I have creamy milk chocolate icing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take my scoop. I have my medium scoop, and these I love for meatballs, for small regular size cookies, and smaller biscuits. But I'm just gonna scoop it around on the bottom. The whole thing, I'm gonna just scoop it in here. And there's no rhyme or reason. You don't have to do it any special way. I could do it on the top of the cake after I poured it into. Either way is fine. And you're gonna see how beautiful and delicious this comes out when it's finished. It just tastes so good as well. And we do have some left in here, but my son will happily clean it out for me later when the video is done. That'll be his reward for helping me with the video today. So, okay, so now I'm going to just take the cake mix, and I'm going to pour it right on top of the icing. Nice and easy. I love this. You can do any cake mix and icing combination that you like, or you can use cake mix and pie filling that you like. So if you like apple pie filling and spice cake mix, that works delicious. Cherry pie filling, or even strawberry pie filling with devil's food cake is another one of my favorites. Lemon pie filling is to die for. I said that already, I think. You obviously know I really like that one. Okay, so I have my icing on the bottom, the cake mix on top. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's okay. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. And that's going to be delicious. While we're doing that, I'm going to check on, hello. I have to turn that back on again. I'm going to check on my meat here. Look how beautiful. Should we have the other one? Sure. It's coming along beautiful. We're almost completely brown now. Love this mixing chop. I get really, really nice small pieces of my chopped meat. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and start grating my cheese for the recipe. And cheese. If you guys buy pre-shredded cheese in a bag, that white film that's on the cheese is actually called cellulose, and that's a form of sawdust. So you definitely don't want to be using that. I would not want to ingest that. So a block of cheese costs less, it tastes better, and there's no cellulose. So this I had put in here, but whenever you buy a block of cheese, you want to take it out of the plastic, and you really should wrap it in parchment paper or wax paper. It will last a lot longer. So one of our cheese graters, this is great because you can fit it right over the top of a bowl, or you can put it on the counter like this, which is the way I prefer. It has a protective cover here, so you just slide that off, and then you can just go ahead and grate your cheese. Now, when your cheese gets a little smaller, as you'll see in a minute, we have the most incredible food holder, and so you won't have to ever get your fingers near the cheese grater, which is so nice, because we don't want any added finger flavor in our foods. So, okay, so now I'm going to add the food holder on, and the best thing to do is to freeze your cheese for about 10 minutes before you grate it, and then you will be less likely to have it roll, because sometimes it rolls at the end when you're grating. So, look how beautiful that is. And then we have the fine one, which is good for your Asiago, Romano, or Parmesan cheese as well. Alright, so my cheese is done. My beef should be just about finished now. Yep. The onions and the beef is all done. So I'm going to turn that off. And then I'm going to use my strainer, and I love these. I like the strainers because they don't actually sit in the water. Sometimes when you make pasta and you pour the water in and it's sitting in that water, it's so gross. But this one has the base on the bottom, so it's not going to be sitting on that. So I'm just going to lay that in the sink to drain the grease from my chop meat. And then I'm going to add just about a tablespoon of water to the pan. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of our chipotle rub, 2 to 3 tablespoons in. I don't know how much it says. It says 2 tablespoons. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 to 3 tablespoons of the chipotle rub. And like I said, all of our seasoning, sauces, and spices, I'll just put the rest of it in, are gluten-free. So that's so nice for all of my gluten-intolerant friends. So that's drained pretty well. And now I'm just going to add that back in to incorporate the seasoning mix. And again, I'm just going to put that in like that. Mix that up with the mix and chop. This tool is wonderful, you guys. And then I'm going to incorporate some of my cheese into the recipe as well. I'm going to save some of it for the top of the ring, but I'm going to incorporate a good portion of it into the chopped meat as well. So I'm going to go ahead and chop that in. I should have nice strong muscles in my arms from all this mix and chopping. Oh, this is looking so good, you guys. I think I might add the rest of this cheese in and then just grate some more at the top. You can never have enough cheese. Fresh cheese, that is. Remember, you don't want to buy pre-shredded cheese in a bag because it has cellulose, which is sawdust. You don't want to eat that. So buy yourself a good cheese grater and you won't have to worry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to get my crescent rolls. And this is really, really an awesome recipe. Okay, so I need to preheat my oven to 375. And I have one of my stones in here. This is my large round stone. As you can see, it's been really, really loved. Love the stoneware. Nothing sticks on it. You don't have to add a lot of oil because it's really, really seasoned. So the darker it gets, the better it cooks. I use that for everything from chicken cutlets, pork chops, nuggets, biscuits, fish sticks, I say that already, cookies, just about anything that I cook. Stoneware just cooks everything so much better. It cooks more thoroughly, it cooks more evenly. Brownies come out phenomenal, don't they, Jews? Okay, so this comes in 2 separate pieces when you open this up. So I'm just going to pull this apart, and what you do is, you take the side, it's like a triangle, and you take the triangle and put it on the inside like that, and then we take the next one and overlap it some, just like that, and we're going to go around all the way, following along, just like that, nice and easy. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's okay if it's not perfect. Oops, got the other side. So, every month we have different host specials. I do fundraisers, I do cooking shows, I do catalog shows, I do virtual parties, I do live stream cooking shows, just about anything you can think of. And every month we have a different host special. So, my average host gets $140 in free products. And who doesn't love free? I always say if it's free, it's for me. Free is good. But my average host gets $140 in free products, 3 half-price items, and then whatever the monthly host special is for that month. Every month we have a different host special, which is typically something that is 60% off. You know, if you can get it for free or 60% off or half price, why pay full price? It's just incredible value. Okay, so this recipe is starting to come along beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Can that camera see?
I think so. So this recipe is coming along beautiful. And like I said, you can use this for, today we're doing the beef taco ring, but I've made chicken and broccoli braid, spinach and artichoke ring, chicken club, this turkey and cranberry, there's a breakfast roll wreath. You can use it for just about anything. And sometimes, even if I have stuff in the refrigerator, I'll just figure something out to throw it together, to throw all the recipe ingredients. And you see I had that extra one, I just kind of threw it in over there. So now I'm going to take my baker's roller, And I'm just going to squish these together like this. Incorporate them together nice. Love this baker's roller instead of the old-fashioned two-handed one. And we even have the smaller side for your pies. My scoop. My scoop, my scoop. Here's my scoop. All right. So now I'm going to take my chop mate mixture. Remember, we have onions in here and my chop meat and cheese. And the taco seasoning, I use the chipotle seasoning for this time. Now, I never want to use metal in my pan, so I have my spatula here. So I'm going to pick up my stuff with the spatula and kind of feed it into this scoop here this way, because I don't want to use metal in my pan and scrape my pan. But this is the large scoop, so the large scoop I would use for my rings, wreaths, and braids. And I also would use it for larger cookies, biscuits. Love, love, love the scoops. We have a small scoop, which is great, a great size for your mini muffin pan and small meatballs. So like when I make my chicken soup, I use the small scoop to incorporate my meatballs into the soup that way. Love this recipe. So you guys have to have this all-purpose pot. So many different recipes that you can make with the steamer on top. Remember I was telling you about that earlier? So many different recipes you can make all in one instead of having to get out 16 different pots and pans to make one recipe. It's just so nice and easy. All right, so coming along beautiful. I love how all the recipes give you just the right amount to make your recipe with. So we're not having any leftover waste at the end. We're going to have the perfect amount to fill this ring. I'm just going to scoop up the rest of this, make sure we use it all. I don't want to waste any food. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Get the rest of that right in there. All right, so I'm going to put this back over here. The cake is finished. You gotta love that. Okay, so while we're, just give me 1 minute for that. We'll get the cake out in a minute. I'm going to show you my egg separator, because for the top of this, I'm going to separate my egg. I'm going to put my egg wash on the top. So just separate the egg for a second. And I'm going to pull the tops of these over the top just like this. Look how nice and easy that is. And this is going to be so beautiful when it's cooked. It just comes out so nice. And then in the center, we're going to put some lettuce. We're going to put a bell pepper. I'm going to cut up a bell pepper and fill it with sour cream to put on the inside. Slice up some tomatoes and add that onto the top as well. And just nice and easy recipe. And it just looks so beautiful to the table. Isn't that pretty, you guys? All right, so I've separated my egg. I'm going to take my basting brush, and I love our basting brush because it's not those little hairs that come off on your food. And then you can also, my hands are kind of greasy, but you can pull it apart to put it in the dishwasher. Love that it has the little hook here, so it's not going to fall into, if it was a big bowl, it wouldn't fall into the bowl. So I'm just going to baste the egg white on the top of each one. And then we're going to put some more cheese on the top, because remember I said you can never have too much cheese. Cheese is so good. My family absolutely loves this recipe. This is probably one of the first recipes I ever made from Pampered Chef, and it's always been a family favorite, for me especially. All right, so we're going to just grate a little more cheese on top. Where did I put my cheese grater? I can't find it. Oh, it's right in front of my face. I'm so silly. All right. Food holder on to save my fingers. Remember, put the cheese in, put the food holder on the top. Look how easy that is. And no sawdust, you guys. We don't want any sawdust in our food. I don't want to feed sawdust to my family. All right.
Oh, that cake smells really good.
The cake smells good, I know. You'll have some in a minute.
Yeah.
How yummy that recipe looks. All this yummy cheese on the top. All right, so this goes in the oven now. How beautiful. You can't believe this dish can go into the oven. Isn't that pretty?
Want to open it?
No, I've got it. Thank you, Jude. All right. So we'll put that in, and I'm going to put my timer on for 22 minutes. Otherwise, I will never, ever remember that I put it in there. And now I'm going to show you how cool, cut up my bell pepper. So I want to use this pepper to stand up in the middle of the beef taco ring. So I'm just going to cut the top off, and you want to cut it ever so gingerly, not all the way through, so that the insides will mostly, you twist, and then most of the time the seeds will stay on the top. We have our scoop loop, so I can go in and take the rest of that, the white membrane out of there, and throw that right into the garbage. And then I'm going to scoop out the rest of the seeds that are inside. Nice and easy. And then when the recipe's done, I'm going to fill this with sour cream on the center, with my lettuce around the side. And I have my romaine lettuce leaves in here in my stainless mixing bowl that I absolutely love for the handle grip. And these are my salad choppers. And these are great because they have the protective cover here. They have a lock on the back, and then they have a spring action. So it's really nice and easy. And then I can just chop up my salad nice and easy. Look at that. And I use these for chicken, bell peppers, onion. So I make fajitas in my grill pan in 7 minutes. The peppers, the onions, everything gets chopped up with my salad choppers. Yes, the chicken too. And it just makes it so nice and easy. Instead of having to use a cutting board, you just pick up everything. And look, it picks it up like a spoon, because it has like a little spoon on the bottom there. Well, we have 22 minutes left for that, so that's not going to be a while. But I'm going to take the cake out and show you guys. These are our oven mitts, and they're awesome because they have the little nubs on them. They're going to grab everything nice. Going to give a nice grip onto what you're taking in and out because they have the little nubs on them. So the cake is finished.
Oh my gosh.
10 minutes in the microwave, you guys. How cool is that? So as you can see, delicious, delicious cake. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of moving in there because it has like the lava in there going on. So just delicious. And I think that's it for today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed my kitchen time with you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I am on Facebook, Danielle with Pampered Chef. Hope you have a great day.